Hello everyone to this video. This is my Alchemical Hydra review. So far it's day 1. It is 11 AM EST, which is 4 PM British time. So it's still day 1 of when the Alchemical Hydra was released. As you guys can see on the screen, there is a whole bunch of loot that's being acquired from the drops that I received from killing the Alchemical Hydra. So right now the loot table, as far as I know of when I was killing it at 7 AM EST up until about, I'd say 10 AM EST, maybe that's a little bit over an overestimate. So roughly that would be about an hour after it was launched, as well as up until about 3 or 4 hours after launch that it was released. So as far as I know, the drop table hasn't been altered, as well as the trips haven't been altered at all. Anyways, in this video, I'm just going to be showing you some of the loot that I required from 30 kills. I know it says the kill count, as you see later in this video, it says about 40, but I will only show about 26, 27 because it's really repetitive loot, but it's good, consistent loot, I think. Like if your biggest challenge in PVM has been service, then this boss is just a little next step up above. It's actually quite simple in my opinion. The only thing that I've seen that's very difficult with this boss is just the prey timing when you get to Jad phase, and that's the final phase of the Hydra. Overall though, it's pretty consistent in regards to its drops, its mechanics, its rotations, if you want to say that, with its attack styles and everything like that. It's not that difficult, so if you are concerned if you can't do it, more than likely you can. For me, it took me about 4 or 5 tries to get my first kill. I'm having the loot displayed in the background to show you on what are the drops. I'd say the biggest drop I received so far is the Onyx Runite bolts, the enchanted ones, and that was roughly about 330k, I believe. Overall, it seems that the usual drops are alchs, such as rune items, as well as, of course, the bones that you earn from the Alchemical Hydra. You get 2 per kill, and it seems that coin drops is also fairly common, which is always nice. And lastly, battle staves are pretty common, it seems. Maybe it's an uncommon drop, we don't know. Like I said, this is the first day still, and we don't know much about the drop table. Overall, in my opinion, I think ranged is the best for the Alchemical Hydra. From everything I've seen with the T-bow on streams and blowpipe, as well as my personal records with using range with blowpipe, it's honestly so much better than melee. I thought the rapier would be an excellent item. It is good, but it's not the fastest. In range, this is definitely a range boss, absolutely. Don't have a T-bow, that's completely fine. A blowpipe will suffice. I use the Ava's assembler, I think, or Ava's, whatever the last level it is for Ava's, the one from Dragon Slayer 2. I use that and rune darts in my blowpipe, and it's about 2 minutes and 45-second kills. My quickest, I think, was about 2 minutes and 15 seconds or 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Overall though, blowpiping with range setup is great with Armadillo, and it is probably going to be a boss where you're going to have to range the entirety of the thing. I don't know if the Dragon Hunter crossbow is worth it here. I don't have one, unfortunately. Obviously, from all the streams I've seen with the records that are being broken, Twisted Bow is the go-to item, and if you're curious on how much Slayer XP is earned, it's around 1300 Slayer XP. I think it's 1320. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know it's over 1300. This boss is well constructed. It's very visually appealing. The only thing I have to say, probably the change with it, is that maybe people that are colorblind, I'm not really sure if people can see that blue lightning that appears when you're in the blue phase. I'm not really sure if that's mage phase or not. I don't know how we're going to describe this. The meta of this boss is still in the works, and so not everything is set in stone. And I think that this boss, it's great to do because of its consistency with the amount of drops that it does as of right now, as well as its 1300 Slayer XP per kill. That's quite a bit. You can do about, probably with a T-bow, maybe 30 to 40 kills in an hour. I'm not entirely sure, but with the blowpipe, I think it's around 25 to 30 right now, and keep in mind only 92 range. I think this boss, Jagex, you did a phenomenal job It's very visually appealing. The drops are unique. It's a very unique room. The mechanics are very simple. It took a little bit for me to understand it with the waterfalls that spout up. And as you can see in the background, you'll see me go through some kills. Overall, Jagex, I think you did a phenomenal job with this boss. It's very visually appealing. The mechanics are very different from what we've seen. It's a little difficult at first, but it's very easy to get the hang of, and it definitely suits intermediate level bossing. I think this boss is one of the best that's come out recently, and I believe that this boss will be one of the coolest pets to have because of all the metamorphoses. If you haven't seen it on Reddit, I'd say check out all the pet drops that people are getting. And let's get into the loot because that's the most important part. Alright guys, this is after 30 kills of the new Alchemical Hydra. It is, as of right now, 4.1 million GP earned. As you can see, roughly about 300,000 coins, 400,000 for the new bones. You know, this price is probably a lot lower. It's probably because of the new introductions of these items in the game. It's probably around 3 mil to 3.5 mil, to be quite honest. This is day one at 12 p.m. noon EST. And this is what I received. I think I got everything. If I missed something, I do apologize, but this is only after 30 kills. Looking at this is way too many alchs. I think looking at this, that's too many alchs. Absolutely. As well as the resources from PVM of how they want to go against this, from doing Slayer to get your supplies for secondary ingredients and whatnot. I don't know if this is the right direction. Now I'm looking at this seems a little bit too excessive. I really do think there is going to be a nerf. Anyways guys, that's the end of this video. Maybe you found it interesting, maybe not. Feel free to comment your suggestions down below. Anyways guys, my name's Shake 'em off and I'm signing out.